Riley Dobson and you're watching S19 Crew TV.
What attracted me to Melbourne City was the fact that it was a new club, new era in football in Australia. I wanted to be part of it. Melbourne City was, I suppose, was at the right place at the right time, I guess.
You start going for them?
What attracted me to follow Melbourne / Melbourne City? Real simple. Hate victory. Needed a team, picked Melbourne City. Easy.
What attracted me about Melbourne City and Melbourne Heart? I didn't really go for a team in Australia, so when Melbourne Heart came around, I thought I should go for them, and yeah.
What attracted me to Melbourne City? The thing that attracted me to Melbourne City was just the idea of being the underdog, so to speak. So I went for like Collingwood in the AFL, I went for Manchester United in the Premier League, so they're all top teams with big histories, and what attracted me to Melbourne City was back in the Heart days when it was I would say like a lower club compared to Victory, with the success they had, and Heart still haven't won anything, and ultimately what attracted me to them was the fact of being the underdog, and when you finally win something, it's going to feel so great, just like the FFA Cup, but once we get to winning the actual big title, it's going to be fantastic.
What attracted me to Melbourne City is I get to spend time with my dad and all the people who are in our group and who we've met at the game.
I wasn't really into the A-League that greatly prior to Melbourne Heart's entry and then the metamorphosis into City. Prior to that, I watched from a distance and watched a little bit of Victory. Any chance of me liking Victory went out the door with the way they treated Ernie Merrick. So then once a new option came in Victoria and to Melbourne, I was ready to sort of jump on board. And I started following them a little bit prior to the City involvement, just from a distance. Then after the FFA Cup, I really decided to, that win really got me on board to sort of watch them a lot more closely and with a lot more passion. And from that, I looked at it as an option to join up as a member and with the kids, and being a single father, it gave us something to do on the weekend. But ever since then, it's just been City, City, City for me.
What attracted me to Melbourne City, Melbourne Heart, is that I'm able to go with my friends and my friends' kids and my kids to watch the soccer.
If I could bring somebody back from the past, from the old Melbourne Heart, Melbourne City team, I would probably bring back Aaron Moy, because he would absolutely dominate in the midfield and there will be goals galore coming from our forwards.
Well, to me, there's two standouts that we've had in my time closely following City, and they would be Richie DeLatz and Ross the Boss McCormick. Very hard to separate them. I mean, Ross the Boss was pretty much a set-piece specialist. Some of those goals he got off free kicks were amazing. But then Richie DeLatz, did we see the best of him last year when he had to play everywhere and anywhere due to injuries? I think that guy's the most complete player I've seen play in the A-League. He could have played pretty much anywhere bar goalkeeper. So for me, when trying to separate the two, it's Richie in a close race.
If I could bring back any player from the Melbourne Heart or Melbourne City days, I'll probably bring back Harry Neville because he was my favourite player.
If you could bring back a player, I'd probably bring back, in his prime, probably Harry Neville. I'd bring him back. He was really good at that stage.
So if I could bring a player back, from their prime, if I could bring a player back, it's hard, you got Aaron Moy, you got Neville Brunner, but in all honesty, I'm going to go a bit left field here. So back in the Melbourne Heart days, Orlando Angular when he was injured, you could tell how much it impacted us when we lost so many games. But then when he came back from the broken leg he changed the team so much. We went on like a 6 or 7 game unbeaten streak in our last season as Hearts. So if I could bring a player back in their prime, it would be him. It'd be him. He was fantastic. Just imagine him, Moy, in the same midfield. That would have been fantastic. So probably him.
If I was to bring back one player back to Melbourne City in their prime, it'd have to be Harry Neville. I just loved his flair. I loved his love of performing and scoring. Yeah, so Harry Neville for me, quality player.
Ross McCormick, because he's a good striker.
If I could bring a player back in their prime, would be Fernando Brandan, because for his passion and his excitement and how good of a player he was.
I have two.
What are they?
When I wrestled Richie Delat for his top unwrestled, and when Dan Bazanis signed his top for me.
With the exception of the FFA Cup win, I would say any game in which we beat Melbourne Victory to me is memorable, especially when it comes down to us and them as far as who owns the city, and we know this is our city, not Victory's. I can even stomach a Sydney victory over us more than what I can a victory over us. So as far as I'm concerned, any memorable moment that I have in my head are all made up of usually wins against Victory.
My most memorable moment was when we won the FFA Cup, because it's our first trophy. It meant a lot.
The most memorable game I've been to has been when we won the FA Cup. That was a really good game and exciting.
Most memorable moment was in 2014-15 season. My daughter Nellie, she used to come with me at every game, and she's got a heart condition. She loves Melbourne City, and she asked me for her birthday to have a Melbourne City birthday. I emailed the club. The club got back to me with an unbelievable, I can't explain what they've done for us. She had a private one-on-one training session with the club. She met all their favourite players, their favourite mascot. They gave us signed tops, signed soccer balls, birthday cards from each player. Something I'd never forget, and thank you Melbourne City. That was amazing. That's my favourite memorable moment for the club.
So, best memory. So, this is a bit left field, but probably my first ever soccer game in general. And that was at a Melbourne Heart game over here. Ooh, pointing. Yep. So, Melbourne Heart game. So, that was probably the best memorable moment for me. We did lose to Wanderers in a rainy day at Amy Park, but my first ever game, my mate Andrew took me. And yeah, that was just the best experience. Like, I hated soccer, just loved footy, but then I converted to soccer as well, and that's what changed my mind on soccer. This team over here changed my mind. My first ever game when Melbourne Heart was playing, that was probably my most memorable moment, and yeah, it just holds a place, in here, for sure.
Most memorable moment, I will probably say when Harry Neville walked over to our little corner and he presented Nelly with his top. Costa needed a texter back then and he couldn't find one, so he turned around. Josh had a texter in his hands. I said, Josh, just give me the texter for a couple of seconds so that Harry can sign the top. So Harry did that, then turned around, took off his shoes and gave it to Josh. That was my favourite moment.
Most memorable moment, Heart and City, was when we beat Victory in all home games at Amy Park.
best game I ever attended was probably the FFA Cup final. You just can't go wrong. Fantastic game, Cahill header, and a goal line clearance as well. You know, defended very solidly, and that's one of the best teams we've ever had. Look, it was an up and down season, but I would say that game's the most memorable for me. The one that I attended anyway. We won our first trophy, and the celebrations with the active and just with the fans in general was just a great moment, and I'll never forget it. Hopefully we go up another level and win the big trophy.
Favourite match? Easy. 2014 Christmas Derby, City victory, Amy Park. Phew, what a game. Almost 20,000+ people. Game went crazy. Back and forth. It was one of the physical games I've ever been to, and our boys stuck into the 94th minute. Bang header, Eric Partaloo. Just keeper, had no chance. Goal, thank you. Win, City, unbelievable.
My first ever match I went to.
Favourite match would be the match where Bart Schenkenfeld scored the winning goal in last year. That was my favourite match.
Favourite match and why? I'm going to pick our FFA Cup win against Sydney. The full stadium, great atmosphere, middle of the week. Timmy Cahill scoring the winner. We lift the trophy, and of course Bruno with his famous speech and the key words "fuck off."
And my favourite games are the Melbourne derbies when we see victory lose and we win every game.
Well, there's been quite a few good games, but any game in which we play victory in a derby at Amy Park, especially the home ones, it, to me, is a memory. The passion in the crowd and on the pitch goes up a few levels compared to even some finals, to be honest, unless it was a Victory City final. So for me, memorable moment is all the derby wins that we've had since I've been following the club.
Game day, what does it mean to me? It means a lot because for those few hours, all you get to focus on is the game and nothing else.
Well, to me, game day is usually... Well, to me, game day starts when the day happens, especially Friday night games. I quite often, first thing I do on game day is I'll ring either Costa or Jack, just touch base, see how things are going, pick the kids up from school and get in the car and drive from Ballarat down to Melbourne to watch the game. This season's been a bit more special because my father's been attending games with us as well, and we've got him on board the City family, so that's part of our game day ritual. And also too, when we get to Melbourne to catch up with all the boys and the crew, the S19 Crew, it's almost like a family reunion. It's usually been a couple of weeks since last time we caught up, so yeah, that's what game day means to me. It means family.
Game day, what does it mean? Well, it's kind of weird. Like, game day actually begins the night before. With a couple of phone calls from Chris and Tim, just working out what we're going to do, what time we're going to all meet up on game day, and then the traditional phone call from Tim on in the morning before he leaves from Ballarat to let us know that he's about to leave and what time he's going to get to the ground, and of course just meeting up with all my friends and getting to see our boys step onto the field.
What does game day mean to me? Whew, so much. There's so many words you can say about waking up on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day it is. Probably prefer like a Friday, Saturday night for me. But yeah, waking up on game day is just a great feeling. You get up, you're like so pumped. Yes, can't wait to go. Normally meet Andrew to go on the train to go to games, and I just can't wait because when we meet and it's game day, we like to talk about the lineups and all that stuff and what we think's going to happen in the game. We think we're super coaches, so we go and try to talk about tactics, what can we do better against whatever team, and yeah, just gets away from everything, so to speak. When I attend a game, any game, so to speak, it just, just to get away from whatever's happening and just to enjoy yourself and have a laugh with other City fans. S19 Crew.
To you.
It means I get to catch up with everybody and see my pop.
What does game day mean to me? Everything. Just look forward to it. Jump on Facebook with our boys at S19 Crew. We get together before the game, we have a coffee, a laugh. We go through our theories because we're all super coaches. And we get to the stadium, we walk down to section 19, Amy Park, and it's like home. It's like a part of us. It's watching our boys on the pitch is just amazing. I love it. It's everything. That 3 hours of just nothingness. Watch the boys play football and just cheering them and riding the good and the bad in the game. Just love it. It's a part of me. That's what I love about game day.
My five-a-side team would be Glover in goals, Curtis Gooding in defence, Sisieta, Adrian Luna and Jamie McLaren up front. Thanks.
Wow. If I was to pick a futsal 5-on-5 team from the current City squad, you'd have to have Dean Bazanis in goals, Scotty Jamieson. I love everything about Scotty Jamieson. You'd probably go Florin Berenger. Who else is there? There's Marco Sasaeta. And up front, you just got to go with Jamie McLaren. The guy's just an amazing person, amazing human being. And that's who my futsal team would be. And I reckon they'll be pretty strong and unbeatable.
I'd pick Pizanis, McLaren, Lockie, Noon, and Dalbridge.
My five-a-side futsal team would be Glover, Jamo, Sisieta, Noon, and McLaren.
If the championship had to be decided with a tournament, a five-a-side tournament, I will probably choose the following players to represent us: Glover in goals, Nathaniel Atkinson, Scotty Jamieson, of course, as our captain, Luna, and J-Mac.
Five current City players. If I had to put together a futsal team, I guess goalkeeper, I'll go with Bazanis. He's been terrific to Harry, giving him a top and signing, and that's signing his name on it and whatnot. You got to have a captain, so Jamo would be in the starting five. Need a decent defender up back. To be really honest, at least Dalbridge would bring a bit of excitement because he's more than likely to flatten someone and get a red card, so it makes it worth watching. So I'll go Dalbridge. Happy to have Luna in there, and you need to kick goals to win, so I'd go with J-Mac.
So, a futsal five-a-side with the current City squad. So, in goal, look, Dino's done all right, but I would have to say Glover. I want a shot stopper, not a distributor. Simple as that. So Glover, I'm going to go a bit different here. I'm going to go in the defensive part, probably Josh Brillante. I reckon he's been one of our most important players this season, and he's just been very solid. He's been a massive pickup for us. In another different position, attacking midfielder, I'd say Adrian Luna. I reckon his work rate is unbelievable. He does not stop running, and he also creates good attacking play. My winger, I'd say Marco Sasaeta. I reckon he's a fantastic player, and he creates a lot of chances and has good technical ability. Then up top, you just got to have Jamie McLaren, our leading goal scorer. You put it into the box, and he's most likely to score. And that's my five-a-side.
My five-a-side team, I'd have Glover in goals, the two defenders Jamo and Galloway, Susetta in the midfield, and Jamie McLaren up front.